it going, guys? Patrick here from NintenTalk with our second Q&A ever. For those of you who tuned in last time, we had a really good time. A lot of questions being asked. Actually, this time we had a bunch of questions, which I was really surprised at. I tried to get to most of them, so if your question wasn't answered, it was probably because I kind of rushed putting this together because I wanted this to come out in June, because I kind of promised one per month. So we had a lot more questions than last time, and I think a lot more diverse questions were asked this time. So really cool that you guys are interested in hearing some of the answers. So I have my laptop right here. So if you see me looking this way, I'm just referring to the questions. So let's get started. So the first question is from Austin, and he asks, do you think you will reach 500 subscribers in 2 months? So good question. We are at a little over 400 last time I checked. So that is awesome. It's been pretty much like 2 months since we started this channel. Will I reach 500 in 2 months? 2 months is coming up, so I don't know about that. But if you're talking about 2 months from now, I would hope so. I'm still baffled by the amount of just praise that you guys have given me. It's been such a cool kind of thing to do, and I really didn't think I would be involved with talking to people and kind of interacting with other YouTubers. So it's been pretty fun so far. So I'm excited for the future. But yeah, I think we'll get there. All right, we have a 3-part question from TARDIS LP. He or she says some Nintendo related questions. So first question is, do you watch any other Nintendo-based YouTube channels? If so, which ones? That's an awesome question. I actually watch quite a few. And what I do is I watch very diverse channels. So, for example, I'll watch people just for entertainment. So, I watch religiously the BitBlock. I love Josh Thomas. He is hilarious. So I watch him more for entertainment purposes. I also watch, like, for game reviews, I'll watch like Nintendo Reviewer or IGN. I like kind of their professional take on it. And I watch kind of just a lot of other YouTubers. So for example, Rule of Two Review, I watch kind of, it's not really a podcast, but it kind of feels like it. He just kind of talks about topics that he wants. He is very hyped, by the way, because he got a ton of Metroid games. But I watch him. I watch Luis Almaya. Arlo is another one I love. In terms of podcasts, I watch Nintendo Prime Podcast. And I also watch the CU Podcast, which is Pat the NES Punk. Really good stuff there. I feel like I'm forgetting something. There's this guy, R-Wing Attack. I don't know where he went, but he's pretty good. And second question, what's your favorite Nintendo character and or Nintendo franchise? So I am a huge Star Fox fan. I just love the franchise. I've always gravitated towards the on-the-rails shooting games. Very classic, very 90s, kind of reminiscent. So I do love Star Fox. I also am a really big fan of Kirby. The new Kirby that was announced looks incredible. So those are kind of the two that come to mind. I'm also a big fan of the Paper Mario series. And in terms of, Zelda, I really like Zelda. And I love like the 3D Mario games. Love Pikmin. Haven't played too much Animal Crossing, but from what I've played, it's a really cool franchise. So pretty diverse when it comes to Nintendo. And the third part, do you think the 3DS should coexist with the Switch, or would you rather see Nintendo begin to distance itself from the 3DS? A topic I've seen people talk about. So I am in favor of the 3DS leaving. There has been some great game reveals so far from Nintendo, like Samus Returns. We've gotten Ever Oasis, Dragon Quest. I think Dragon Quest. I'm not too sure. Hey Pikmin. Like, these are top tier games coming still from the 3DS, the new Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I'm in favor of good games coming out. Like, I don't really get into console wars, but I think for me personally, my greediness, I would like to see them spend 100% of their time on the Switch and in Switch production. So I don't think that they should coexist together, but the games that have been announced so far look really good. So thank you for that. Next question comes from Gus, and he says, when do you think is the earliest we will see Metroid Prime 4 again, and when do you think is the earliest it will come out? I'm hoping for holiday 2019. So, that's the first part. So when do you think the earliest we will see Metroid Prime 4? You think holiday 2019? I think there's a good chance we might see it next year. There was some initial reports that both Metroid Prime and Pokemon, the new mainline Pokemon RPG game, would be announced next year. I think that's still a possibility. I think, Metroid Prime 4 is not a new kind of idea that Nintendo's had. They've been working on this, I think, for quite some time. So I think we could possibly see it by fall of next year at the earliest, probably somewhere around where Odyssey's coming out, like that October, November kind of sweet spot. But I would not be surprised if it was pushed to 2019. Holiday 2019, I don't think that far, but I would expect, if I had to bet, I would say holiday of next year or spring of 2019. That's just my initial thoughts. So, and your second part is also, what is the franchise you want the most on the Switch that hasn't been announced? I would love a Star Fox game. I don't think it will happen because Star Fox Zero kind of took a hit in terms of popularity of the franchise. And the whole on the rails mechanic is something that a lot of people are disagreeing about, whether that should be changed to kind of like more of like space battles and more like modern takes on games. So I don't know if we'll see a Star Fox anytime soon. I am a giant Mario Party fan, though. I would love to see another Mario Party. And what else? I'm trying to think. And also a Mario sports game. I would love to see maybe a Strikers or Mario Baseball again. Those are always fun for me. So basically the games we always get. I'm kind of boring with that answer. But thank you so much, Gus, for the questions. Next question is from Stitch Sketch. Do you think we will see Animal Crossing announced for the Switch this year? So that's the first part. So I don't think so. I think this year's pretty much a lock. I know that there was some rumors that more games are going to be announced. I don't think Animal Crossing will be one of them. We will see Pikmin before we see Animal Crossing, but expect Animal Crossing next year. I really do have a strong feeling about that. He also says, and do you think there will be any major changes to this series to make it feel fresh? Also, what changes or additions would you like to see? Cool. So, new Animal Crossing, I would love to see a bigger emphasis on people being able to play together. I think that the Switch has been pretty good with that kind of co-op. I would love for it to be very easy to visit, my friends' towns, or, being able to kind of communicate with my friends better. I think that would be cool. Also, I would like to see as many customizable options possible. I would love to see just endless amount of nonsense that we can decorate our homes with. I really want an Animal Crossing game. That would be really cool. Do you think there will be any major changes? Like I said, I think that they're going to focus a lot on multiplayer and ease of multiplayer. So, thank you, man. Next is Marcelo. And he says, hey, man, do you think we will get a Nintendo Direct in the coming months before Odyssey's launch? I think we will get a Direct, or maybe even 2 Directs this year. I think Virtual Console might be one of those Directs. And maybe some lineup, or maybe some updated news on like Kirby or Yoshi or something like that. I don't think we'll get I don't know. I really don't think we'll get another Direct on Odyssey, just because we learned so much about that game. We learned about amiibos. We learned about, the mechanics of the game. I think that, since it's coming out relatively soon, I don't know. I don't think we will see one. He says, if yes, which information on the announced games would you like to get? And what new announcements or reveals do you expect? So, like I said, Virtual Console. And do you think that we will see Metroid Prime 4 later this year, like a teaser or a direct? So, do you think we will see Metroid Prime 4 later this year? I think Metroid Prime 4 is done for this year in terms of news. I think Samus Returns is going to be a big game for Nintendo. I think any kind of Metroid Prime 4 news is going to be next year. As much as I think that they've been working on this game for a while, I just don't think that they have enough to show us yet. So, I don't know. I don't think that we will see it this year. 2018 E3, we might see a full-blown trailer. And we might get like a reveal date there, similar to what they did with Odyssey. So I think we will see it next E3. So yeah, thank you. Speaking of Metroid, Rule 2 review. What's up, man? Kind of weird because I've been a participant on his Q&As, so now it's kind of the other way around. He says, yo, man, great to see you back. I've got a question. Do you feel we might see another new IP from Nintendo by next year's E3? If not, then when do you think we will? Congrats on the channel. Keep it up. Thank you. So I think Nintendo, here's the answer to that. Nintendo is kind of changing its dynamic when it comes to new IPs. For a while, we really didn't get a lot of new IPs. It was kind of like Nintendo was kind of sticking to their guns and using their IPs from before. But I gotta say, with the success of Splatoon and ARMS, it's really interesting to see these kind of young faces at Nintendo kind of take charge. I would not be surprised at all if we see another new IP. I just don't know what it would be because they're running out of genres. Because, I think we will see a new IP next year. I do. I think, with ARMS success, like ARMS is giant. So I would have to say a new IP is almost a lock because they've been having a lot of success. Splatoon, ARMS, yes. So thanks, Rule 2 Review, for that question. Next question is Chandler Bradford. And he asks, what do you think about Hey Pikmin? I absolutely adore this idea. I'm a pretty big Pikmin fan. Pikmin 3 is still my favorite. Hey Pikmin is very different. I know a lot of Pikmin fans are kind of indifferent about this. The 2D style is a lot different from original. There's never been a 2D Pikmin before. This game does look high quality though. I love how the two screens kind of make the one picture. I think that that's a pretty cute idea. I don't think that this is really the direction Pikmin's going. I think it's kind of a placeholder. Let's see what else you got. And do you think it will hurt the Pikmin franchise because it's not an original Pikmin style? Also, what is your thoughts on the Pikmin franchise and what would you like to see in the one coming eventually? Awesome. So, like I said before, I don't think it's going to hurt the franchise. I think it's very much kind of an in-between game. I think that this might be the formula that Nintendo will take. We've seen this with Metroid, where they put out a 2D game, and we're going to see a big-time 3D game. I still think Pikmin 4 is done, is completed. We might see this as early as next year, one of my predictions. I don't think it's going to hurt the franchise. I don't see how it would. Because Pikmin's a pretty popular franchise, and like I said, Pikmin 4 in my eyes is done already. What would I like to see in the upcoming one? So I would like to see some more Pikmin, but possibly some new puzzles and some new game mechanics that we really haven't seen. I would also like them to kind of get back to kind of making the player prioritize their time more efficiently, like crack down on that, because that's kind of one of my favorite aspects of this franchise is really prioritizing what you need to get done. I would like to feel like I'm in a rush more. Yeah. Thanks, Chandler. Next question is from Victor. And he asks, what are your thoughts regarding the Best Buy leaks? I personally believe that they are real, but the 3 games mentioned, Smash, Pikmin 4, and Dragon Quest, will probably be 2018 releases. I expect a full direct on the matter after October. So Best Buy leaks, there was, for those of you who don't know, there was 3 games that were announced or like put on their website. I think it was like the Canadian website or the UK website. I don't know. But there was 3 games. There was like Pikmin World or something, Super Smash Bros. Deluxe, and I'm guessing Dragon Quest. I didn't hear about that. But Smash Deluxe is pretty much a lock. I think I've said before that I think next year we're going to get 2 ports similar to this year, and that's going to be one of them. I want to say that they're not going to make a completely different Smash. I think they're going to go deluxe because Smash for Wii U was a pretty complete game in my eyes. So I believe that one. Pikmin 4, like I just said, I believe that one's going to happen. Dragon Quest, I'm not too sure. I'm not really familiar with the franchise too much. I have played it before, but I don't know. So I think 2 out of those 3 are pretty much locks. Next question is from Aaron Doherty. How's it going, man? Do you think the new Metroid could have an arena battle mode? I think this would be awesome, and the Switch and Metroid would be perfect for this. Arena battle mode, I think, could definitely be implemented. Like I said before, the Switch is really taking advantage of kind of the 2-controller multiplayer aspect of games. I suspect that Metroid will get a big emphasis on multiplayer action. I could definitely see this happening. Metroid Prime 4, I think, is going to, for the first time, maybe ever, it's really going to focus in on multiplayer. And this might be the most popular multiplayer that we get on the system. So thank you. And we have Ram. How's it going, man? With Nintendo working closely with Koei Tecmo on what is now the second Warriors spinoff, Fire Emblem Warriors, do you think we're going to see more Nintendo spinoff Warrior titles? And if so, what Nintendo IP would you like to see crossover? I would love to see Star Fox Warriors. It would be hilarious in my eyes. And I feel like Star Fox is one of those franchises where they have no idea what to do with it. This might be a pretty cool idea. If you go back to Star Fox Adventures where you had that staff, I think that would be pretty cool. And I feel like Star Fox has enough memorable characters to pull that off. A Metroid one would be cool too. I could just see like with blasters and stuff like that. That would be really cool. I'm trying to think of what else we could possibly see with that. A Kirby one would be really cool. I think that the art style would be really cool in that. So that's a cool question. Thank you, Ram. Next question is from Ryan. And he says, Nintendo talked about more unannounced Switch games. So what games do you think they will be? I've got to say, I've been hearing this rumor a lot. It's hard to believe because the Switch lineup, at least for first parties, is pretty set for this year. It's hard to believe that more first party games would be announced. I think that these are going to be minor games, maybe even third party games. So I'm not expecting anything too big. If I had to guess, because that's what I'm assuming you're asking me, I think Pikmin would be the first party surprise that we would get, but any other major titles would be very surprising. That's kind of my answer with that. What games do you think they will be? Yeah, I think Pikmin. So thank you for the question. Next is Lord Bug 300. How's it going, man? And he has a 4-part question. Jeez. He says, will you do things about other consoles or other subjects like cooking? Very interesting. So I mostly cover Nintendo news, Nintendo reviews, discussions, speculation, stuff like that. For those of you who are new to the channel, I have been brainstorming different ideas for this channel. And one of them, because of my cooking background, is I would love to take aspects of video games. Like, for example, Skyrim, you have like the sweet rolls. I would love to recreate food and food ideas from video games. I think that would be a cool series to do. Um, I don't really want to cover Xbox products and PlayStation, especially with the name change, like NintenTalk. Like, I will bring up other consoles and other companies when it pertains to Nintendo and it affects Nintendo, but I don't know. I don't know about that. But the cooking idea, let me know what you think about that. Second part is, may you do a Discord? So I've been thinking about Discord. I'm not really familiar with Discord. I'm going to have to look more into it, but it could definitely be something that I do because I'm always trying to find ways to communicate with you guys outside of video comments and stuff like that. So that could definitely be a thing. Third part is, we want another live. I know it's not a question, but your streams are really fun. Thank you. And I've been working on a lot of video ideas and been working on a bunch of videos. Of course, I had to do the name change. I made logos, intros. So I've been really busy lately. I really want to do live streams though. ARMS is something that I wanted to live stream for a while. I feel like I've gotten pretty good at that game, so it'd be cool to kind of face you guys and kind of, fight you guys. So that'd be fun. Soon. I'll be doing some soon. And which restaurant do you work at? So I worked at a restaurant for a while in Providence, Rhode Island as a pastry chef. I have left that job recently and I've started working in the hotel industry. Hotel industry is always something that I wanted to pursue. And so right now I'm at like an entry level position, but I also have a management background. So I like doing other things. I like kind of broadening my horizon. So I'm at a hotel right now doing kind of management there. So thank you, Lord Bug, for the question. And the final question is from Sabino. Sabino is, of course, from the live streams that I do. We play Splatoon every time I'm on live stream. I see you there. So thank you for the question. And he says, if you had Splatoon 2, will you still play Splatoon 1? That's a very interesting question because realistically, if you think about it, I probably won't. Splatoon is a great game, but Splatoon 2 is just going to add to the franchise. From what I've seen already, I know that I probably won't put this game down when I get it. So unfortunately, I don't think I will be playing Splatoon much, but if that's something that you guys want me to play or live stream, I'll definitely be open to doing that. But Splatoon 2 looks like my favorite so far. I'll probably be exclusively playing that when it comes out. So, yeah. But I just wanted to give a big thanks to you guys. Thank you for reaching 400 subscribers with me. It's been really cool seeing this channel kind of develop and grow into something that's pretty cool. So I'll probably be doing these videos once a month. And at this rate, it looks like every 100 subscribers. So, yeah, I had fun with this. Thank you for coming out. This is Patrick from NintenTalk. Thank you very much.